astonishing, staggering story of a season, and it's ended in fairy tale circumstances for both for Celtic, but particularly for Martin O'Neill. Even the fact that it was the Master versus the Apprentice on the final day at Hampden. Celtic won that game with something to spare today. I thought Dunfermline would make it harder for them. I thought the second half was much more of a contest than the first.
Yep.
But as soon as Celtic got their nose in front, I don't think anybody really gave any chance to Dunfermline before kick-off. When Maida lobs the first goal home, it's just a matter of getting the game over and done with and going on holiday. Or going to the World Cup or whatever, but just finishing this season off, and it's finished off in absolute style for Martin O'Neill. It's just silly, 21 years on, that he's ended off this incredible story of a season with a league and Scottish Cup double. Astonishing, staggering.
Aye. Well, look, we'll come to Martin O'Neill in his future in a little bit, but on the game itself, it didn't feel like a Celtic game to me, Keith, in the sense that every Celtic game has been a tortuous, attritional,
tear 'em, scare 'em, fly with a
nerve shredding ordeal. But it was just really straightforward to me.
Total control. I mean, I do think Dunfermline contributed to that because I think they looked scared of the occasion in the first half. I thought they kind of stood off the game. You could tell even the first goal comes about. The big boy John Todd, he's absolutely freaking out because he knows that Maida's on, and that's what got it. It's just the very fact that it was. Had it been anybody else, he probably would have dealt with that better. I think he's freaked out because he knows that it's Maida, and he panics and he loses the flight of the ball. He doesn't make what should have been a straightforward clearance, and it's almost as if he's imagined what's going to happen. And it has happened. And Mike does get round him, and his perfect finish. I don't know if the keeper needed to come out, but it was just soft. It was a soft concession. The second concession was another soft goal. Neil Lennon, I think, was doing his dinger in on the sidelines because he wanted much more than that from his team. He wanted to give Celtic a real game. They did that. They managed that in the second half. They made some big changes to the formation, to the personnel, and they made it a contest, a better game to watch in the second half. But you're right, Daniel. At no point over the course of 90 minutes did it feel like it was ever going to go any other than one way. And after everything that Celtic have dredged up to drag themselves over the line in the league and all the drama that came with it, do you know what? I think Martin O'Neill would be quite happy that it was just a straightforward ending. And as I said, in years from now, people look back and just say another double. This has been anything but just another double. This has been, and it's probably one that Celtic as a club and the fans, certainly you hear it when you hear Callum McGregor speaking. I think they will cherish this one more than all the others because there's been so much adversity along the way, so many challenges, and so much of a need to dig deeper than they've had to dig to win previous titles and doubles and trebles. Astonishing. And the fact that Martin O'Neill's the guy that's heading it all up, I mean, I keep saying it's like a fever dream, isn't it? It's astonishing.
It is. It's still kind of bizarre, even though he's been back for, the best part of, 6 months now. But we've got plenty of comments coming in, Keith. I will get to them. We should say as well, we're hopefully going to be joined live from Hampden by our esteemed colleagues. I know Michael Gannon's there, Ryan McDonald's there, Craig Swan's there, and Fraser Ralston's there as well. So you think, one of them...
Cast of thousands. I'm sure one of them will be able to join us.
But in the meantime, until they do that, we'll keep the hold the fort down, if you will. Green Machine in the comments says 2 trophy wins in the last 7 days from a team club that was in turmoil. Wait till Celtic get their act together. And Stephen in the comments there pointing out that it could have been a treble if Martin O'Neill had taken the St Mirren League Cup final.
But that's right. I mean, they're a Wilfred Nonce away from a treble.
Aye, which is remarkable. Crazy.
Martin O'Neill had got Celtic winning that when he came in for that brief period, 5 league games, he won all 5 of them. He'd got that team ticking, and look, who knows what, if buts and maybes. but you think I would, if you were a betting man, if Martin O'Neill had stayed. And by the way, like, this is the crazy bit. We did say it at the time. It's not as if this is all with hindsight and retrospect. I think this is crazy, making this appointment at this moment in time when it was Hearts coming to Celtic Park for a potentially, enormously important league game, and then the League Cup final.
And Roma in there as well.
Yeah. So, look, Celtic, I don't know what they were thinking. I'm sure they can't quite fathom what the thinking was behind it. It was just a disastrous misstep. And there was nothing Martin O'Neill has repaired all the bad moves. He's done it all because he's had a season, the length of the league season. He managed to get there. In the nick of time, Hearts are on top for I don't know how many weeks. Celtic are on top for the final 3 minutes. But he repaired the damage. He's repaired the damage. This Scottish Cup run, by the way, has been, it's almost like an embodiment of Celtic's season, isn't it? A microcosm. The Scottish Cup run was never simple. There was moments of real peril along the way. There was moments where Celtic didn't look like Celtic. But again, they've dragged themselves to the point they get to that final today, and then there was only going to be one winner. So, astonishing. And yeah, if it hadn't been for Wilfred Nonsey, you do wonder. I'm not even wondering, to be honest with you. I think, yes, Celtic would have ended this season with yet another treble.
You make a good point, Keith, in the sense that if you think back, I think it was the 4th round, Celtic played Dundee. I remember I was working that day. Dundee completely outplayed them. Were by far the better team. Junior Adamu scores in the very last second to take it to extra time.
Well, the very fact you've just uttered the words Junior Adamu scores, that shows you how bizarre the whole thing has been. But yeah, he got the equaliser in injury time, wasn't it? 93 minutes.
Right at the death.
Then there was the game against Auchinleck Talbot wasn't as routine as it should have been. Rangers in the quarter final, penalty shootout, so. But Celtic, and look again, I'll come back to it, Dan. That phrase from Succession, you have to be a